We're playing Fallout 4 today, but we're gonna have some rules to go along with the playthrough. Rule number 1 is we always have to be in survival mode. Rule number 2 is no power armor unless the game makes me to progress the story. Number 3, no automatic weapons for me. I'm not gonna go get the spray and pray. And finally, rule number 4 is that I'm Welsh. Not really a rule, but I always get asked what the heck the accent is. Figured I'd sneak that sucker in there. Anyways, you're gonna have to give me a break, because I've only played this game once, and it was 6 years ago. The game starts out with a friendly knock on the door.
Good morning. Vault-Tec calling.
Go away.
Tries to give you a spot in a vault in case things kick off. And then you get to spend your 21 points. But I'm gonna take 1 in strength, 7 perception, 1 endurance, 3 charisma, 1 intelligence, 6 agility, and finally 9 intellect. I'm going for a sneaky sniper build, so I'm gonna go with 1 shot for my name. Sean was upset, so I went to check on him really quick and spin his mobile to make him happy.
Spin the mobile a bit. He loves that.
I just said I was gonna do that, Nora. Can't stay peaceful forever, though. There's panic on the streets because of some breaking news that happened. Everyone's running to that vault.
I love you. Both of you.
We love you too.
Oh my god!
Hold on!
Can't this thing move faster? Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god!
And we made it into Vault 111. Let's grab my super ugly Vault jumpsuit. I was then told I had to be put on ice for a bit so I could be taken down deeper into the vault or something. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I'd be very willing to do this IRL. Nora's also holding Sean at the minute while she's about to get frozen. That's kinda dangerous. You know, I've been frozen a handful of times in my life and I've never held a child while doing it. I awake from my frozen sleep to find a bald dude opening my wife's pod. There's a struggle over Sean and he takes out my wife.
I'm not giving you Sean!
Yep, that's Kellogg. I'll kick his later. Muppet's named after a cereal. It's a while later now, and my door just mysteriously opens. Said my goodbyes to my wife, and we are off. Made sure to check my difficulty was set to survival mode. Survival adds additional challenges, including no fast travel, saving only when you sleep, increased lethality, sickness, fatigue, and more. Found a weapon on the table. We're gonna focus on VATS a lot in this playthrough. You can use VATS to slow down time and pick a location on an enemy's body to hit. You also have a little number next to the body part you're aiming for, which will tell you the chances of hitting that body part. It consumes action points every time you take a shot. You also consume action points when you sprint or swim. Another thing you have to do in survival mode is eat and drink, so we're gonna make sure we pick up all of this rad roach meat. And we will make sure we loot all of the bottles inside this place to fill up with water. You find terminals scattered all over the world in Fallout. The door ahead was locked, so we had to use this thing to open it up. There we go. Thank you very much. Plain vanilla, by the way. I didn't add any mods at all to the playthrough. Found this skeleton. It had a Pip-Boy on it that I stole. These things are also very important. This is how you manage your inventory. It's how you unlock vaults. I almost bought an in real life replica of one of these once. I didn't, and I kinda regret it. Use it to open up this vault door, and finally leave Vault 111. Let's go see the state of the place up there. Here we are, day 1 in the wasteland. In the wasteland, that is. It's actually been about 200 years, 70,000 days since the start of the video. Made it to my street I lived at before I was frozen. Went to go check out my house and was met by Codsworth, my robot. Still tending to the house. He told me I'd been gone for over 200 years and offered me some food. We are playing in survival mode and I need to eat, so I said yes. There's a settlement building system in Fallout 4, so I spent a little bit of time on day 1 just clearing out space in Sanctuary for future building. There's a load of junk around Sanctuary you can scrap and use to build stuff. Like this prefab house that looks terrible. I didn't have to build it, but I wanted to make my own place to put my sink. I'm gonna put some beds down as well for both me and future settlers. Alright, now we can drink from the sink and fill our empty bottles with purified water. And we can save our progress at the beds. And if we go on the other side of Sanctuary, there's a cooking station we can use to make some great meals. Well, not yet. I'm stuck with grilled cockroach for now. I think the hardest bit about this playthrough is gonna be the sleeping at a bed to save. Normally playing these games, I quick save every 2 seconds because I'm a baby. We don't have that option in Fallout 4 survival mode, so we're gonna have to be extra careful. Now I want to go get a magazine that is fairly popular in survival mode by the looks of things. It's right around here-ish. You can find magazines and bobbleheads scattered around Fallout 4, and they permanently increase some kind of stat each time you find one. I'm gonna be extra careful, trying not to bump into anything bad along the way. I know I said I only played the game one time, and that is true. I've done a lot of research though for this video, just because I know survival mode can be no joke, especially at the start. Here it is, Sunshine Tidings Co-op. This is the place we need to be to find that magazine. Now, I know the magazine's here, I just don't know exactly where it is. There's a bed here too, so I'm gonna sleep and save my game, try and make a mental note of where that is. Had my first run-in with some ghouls. Ghouls are humans who were affected by the radiation from the blast. Some ghouls are still somewhat intelligent, but these ones are too far gone. Took me a while, but I finally found it on the floor over here. Wasteland Survival Guide. Permanently collect extra meat from animal kills. Now let's run my butt back to Sanctuary as fast as I can. Had a bunch of random gear along the way there. I put it on, I look kinda dumb. But I do have a skill point I want to spend. My carry weight is awfully low in survival mode, especially starting out. We got 85 carry weight. We're gonna spend that first skill point on Lone Wanderer. When adventuring alone without a companion, you take 15% less damage and have 50 extra carry weight. Considering I want to be sneaky, I think maybe not having a follower is a good idea anyway. And I'll be going outside my comfort zone because I love followers in Skyrim. I know it's a different game, but is it really? I'm only playing, but it's time to go down the road to Red Rocket now. I think I'm ready to meet Dogmeat. There he is. What a good boy. I don't think I'll take him with me though. I don't think he counts as a companion, but still, I want to go alone. I did loot the Red Rocket and help him take out a bunch of mole rats. I'm gonna take their meat and eat them. Trying to figure out if that's an upgrade from Cockroach or not. Made sure to send Dogmeat back to Sanctuary so he was safe with Codsworth. And let's make sure to put a bed at this settlement. Every single settlement I find, I'm gonna put a bed and I'm gonna put a sink so we can drink and sleep. And now we can continue down the road to Concord in search of my son. Heard some shots coming from down the street, so I went to check it out. And yeah, there's some raiders attacking the museum. I'm not very sneaky right now. They spotted me right away. Let's try and take out as many of them as we can with these vats. There's a lot of things we could take from these raiders to sell to get some good early game money, but my carry weight is really bad and we have to be careful. Let's head on inside the museum, and looks like there is more trouble in here. I'm gonna take them all out nice and carefully. I used a lot of bullets there, but that's fine. After clearing them out, I met with Preston and some other settlers. They seemed friendly and wanted some help. So there was supposedly some power armor up on the roof, but we're gonna need a fusion core to power that armor. We're gonna pick this lock, and behind this door there is a fusion core in this machine. Then head up onto the roof, and here is the power armor. So like I said, I'm not gonna be using power armor throughout this playthrough. I will be using it just in this point though to get past this part of the story. I should have entered the armor then immediately got out, but I didn't. That was a mistake on my part. One thing I love about Fallout 4 is that they nailed the fire and explosions, I think. I switched out the minigun as well because another rule I had was to not use automatic weapons, which was a problem because the Deathclaw comes out of the ground up here, and I was thinking how I was gonna kill it with a pistol. But luck was truly on my side because somehow it glitched up the tree and then fell off and took a ton of damage. Now we can finish it off with a pistol, and down it goes. Gonna go take its meat too. There's not much I won't be eating in this playthrough. Gonna leave my power armor on the end of the street for now and go return to Preston.
Was a pretty amazing display. I'm just glad you were on our side.
Stop kidding yourself. You're nothing to me.
Preston was gonna head back to Sanctuary to set up that too, but Mama Murphy says I should go look for my son in Diamond City. But before we do that, I'm going back to the Red Rocket so we can sleep and save our progress, because we are going over here to get a sniper rifle. Like I said, I've only played the game one time, but I did a load of research and I know there's a sniper rifle in someone's hands on this bridge. Now, the best way to tackle this place early game in survival mode I found is to take a good few pot shots, like I do at this gunner here. Then you run over here, and the Muppets can't seem to get you. I'm dangerously dehydrated now, so we better drink some of this purified water. Now, every time they lose our scent, we just poke our heads out and take a couple cheap shots, and then just run straight back. Sadly, can't sleep in this bed yet, since I've not killed that sniper person. It says there's an enemy nearby. Now, if I can only find the person, that would be lovely. Normally, every single video I've seen, they are around here. But nope, for me, I had to go up this elevator, and there she is. So here's the plan. We're gonna take some shots, and then we're gonna go back down this elevator until it no longer says we're in danger on my screen. Seriously, this is the only way I can do it. If I try and take her properly, she's gonna turn me into a broccoli with that sniper. It's not even funny. If I die, I'm going all the way back to the red rocket, and that will suck. Patience and consistency paid off, because down she goes. Give me that sniper rifle. Thank you very much. And I know this scales to your level. If I get this now, it's gonna be an awful lot less powerful than if I would get it in the future. But it's fine. I wanted it now. I also got spoilt by the game. There is a laser sniper rifle just sitting on the floor right there. I will use both of them and see which one I like best. Early day free now, and I'm going hunting. There's some red stag up ahead. Since we got that magazine, we get 2 meat from these guys. You can cook and eat those suckers to increase your carry weight temporarily. It's glowing and burned, but I'll still eat it. This is survival mode. Hey, there we go. Preston made it to Sanctuary now and wants my help. That's too bad. I got stuff to do. I'm gonna pick some of these crops behind the back of this house to replant. Plant these down over here. Also put up some fences. They don't really do anything, but they look nice. Gonna assign Mama Murphy to those crops. There we go. Got some food going. This isn't really for me. This is so my settlers are happy. So I am well fed, well rested, I've been watered, and yeah, we need to go get some more food for my settlers. I went to a farm nearby to steal some of these crops. The farmers here are friendly and don't seem to mind. Back at Sanctuary, I built a small shack with some beds inside for more settlers, then planted all of the stolen crops outside. This is more than we're gonna need at the minute, but we're ready for any more settlers to turn up in the future. Got some water pumps down and some turrets for defense. Now the settlement is all in the green and not low on anything. Nice. After all of that, I've got 3 perk points to spend. I'm gonna take 1 into Rifleman. If we're using non-automatic rifles, that will give us an extra 20% more damage. I'll put 1 into Sneak, which will make us 20% harder to detect. And finally, I will take 1 into Gunslinger, which makes our pistols do 20% more damage. Now that we've got our feet firmly planted into the ground at Sanctuary, I think we are good and ready to go check out Diamond City. It's quite a long walk from here, and to make things worse, I tried to sleep in Red Rocket to save my game, and I got a stupid infection. There's a good few things you can do to get rid of infections. 1 is to sleep. If you sleep for long enough, the infection will go, but since we only have 100 days, I don't really feel like doing that. Second way of doing it is to take an antibiotic, which I don't have. The third way that I know of is to have a doctor cure you. Came across this diner, and I know there's a lady inside that sells things. I don't know if she'll have antibiotics, but it looks like they are in trouble here. Gonna just help her take these guys out. That guy has a hard head. Gotta be careful, I not only have an infection, but if I get shot, I'm probably dead. They're gone now, I just mostly let them do all of the damage. Now, what do you have for sale, Trudy? Just as I expected, no antibiotics. We better get moving, this is gonna be a stressful trip to Diamond City. If my health would stop going down, that would be lovely. I got about a third of it left now. Getting close, but there's some trouble up ahead. There is some Diamond City guards fighting some super mutants. I did help a little bit, taking a few of them out, but I tried to be quick because of this infection. Piper is up ahead. We're gonna have to talk to her to get into the city, but I'm gonna skip most of the dialogue to get through this infection. It's fine, I know what's happening anyway. She's been kicked out of the city and she's trying to work her way back in. We end up both lying, saying that I have a crap ton of supplies that they don't want to miss out on and they should open the gates. Now, to quickly talk to McDonough, this is the mayor of Diamond City. He said I should go talk to Nick Valentine, who is a detective in the city. But the just gotta wait. I need to sleep and I'm sick as heck. We made it. This is the main hub of Fallout 4, pretty much. First order of business, we're gonna go to the Dugout Inn and rent a room from this guy. I guess I don't really need to sleep right now, but there is no traders hanging around town since it's so late, so I'm gonna sleep anyway. Town is awake, and now we can finally cure our infection from the doctor. Three main things we can get this guy to do. We can barter with him. We can cure our radiation damage for 40 caps, and we can cure our health for 15 caps. The cure in health will heal you and remove any infections you have. Remove that stupid infection, and now there's a rad storm going on. You know, it's weird. I can't remember these things being in the game way back, but Google says they've always been a thing. It's not too bad. You do take a little bit of radiation damage when you're outside, but it doesn't last very long. Back on track, trying to find Sean. I need to go talk to a tin can called Nick Valentine, who is not here. Great.
Something wrong.
This is his lady friend who says he's gone missing and wants my help trying to track him down. So, well, leaving the city, I better see if we can stock up on some antibiotics from the doc. Got one for sale, but geez, 229 caps a pop. Better sell some of my stuff. I can't quite afford it yet. Give me that. Okay, cool. We've got one antibiotic for the road. We're gonna have to keep an eye out while we're looting. We can find those in med boxes too. Before we do go to get Nick, we're gonna go try to get two bobbleheads. The first one is over here on a boat on this island. We're gonna scoot on by the Minuteman's castle here. Spoilers, we'll be back here later. And let's chew on some Rad-X. So this makes it so we take a lot less radiation damage than we otherwise would. And now we can jump in this water and not die. Well, we will, but a lot slower. Other than the radiation, why does the water in this game feel so empty? There's no threats in it at all. I wish they added some kind of water-based enemy, so I had to look out for those. Imagine how cool that would be. Some kind of ghoul shark that got affected by the radiation. I've not played the DLCs yet, so maybe they're in that. Here is the boat with the bobblehead that I want. We need to go into the water again, up these stairs, and in the room up here, there is a bobblehead sat right there on that locker. That is the luck bobblehead. That will permanently increase my luck by 1. Ooh, more loot. Don't mind if I do. Found a very large man downstairs in this room. Not the human kind, but of the weapon variety. That one wasn't too bad. This next one, however, is going to be more stressful than the infection I had to deal with. Yep, this time we have to scale that massive ship. Oh, there's a crab. This one is right on the very end of that ship there. My character is hungry, so let's eat this grilled rad stag and have a quick sip of purified water. Now let's go kill these scallywags. Sorry, that's what all of the cool pirates say these days. Just trying to fit in. Bang. I might be in trouble here. This guy has a skull on his name. One shot and yeah, crap. I'm back, you jerks, but this time I'm being sneaky. There is definitely people still on this ship, and I'm just gonna try to sneak past and get that bobblehead. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. And there's the bobblehead. Let's grab it. This one is for agility. It will permanently increase my agility skill by 1 point. Now let's jump on this boat and get on out of here. What on earth is going on right now? I am walking in the ocean? What's... I promise, I have no mods installed to let me do this. This is very much a bug. Anyway, I made it back to Diamond City in one piece. Well, kinda. I'm tired and I'm sick again. Let's get some good rest at the Dugout Inn, and I'm gonna heal up at the doctor so we're no longer sick. First, we're gonna put 1 point into Ninja. Ninja makes my ranged attacks do 2.5 more damage, and my melee attacks do 4 times extra damage. And then we're gonna take 4 Leaf Clover, which makes it so each hit in VATS has a chance of filling my critical hit meter. On the road again, now we can go find Nick Valentine and try and get my son back. My quest marker has taken me to this underground rail line. Something tells me I came very underdressed. Everyone here has suits on. Now let's retreat and let them lose my scent and go back down and bang. I can't help but say bang every time I do that. I'd love to say that was the last time, but it won't be. See, I can do it and not say it, but I really just want to. Oh, there's a bed. I feel so much safer now. We can sleep and save. If I die, I don't have to go all the way back to Diamond City. I'm gonna assume if you're still watching the video, you're enjoying it, so I would appreciate a like if that is the case. I make these videos for free and it helps me know that you want to see more of them. If this video does well, there will 100% be more Fallout, so be sure to like if you want to see those. Wow, I just totally missed that shot. Looks like there is another vault over there. This will be the first one we're going into that wasn't ours. Gotta take out these Muppets first. Now we use our Pip-Boy to open up the vault and hit the big button on the right. There we go. This one is Vault 114, and Nick Valentine has got himself stuck in here. Trouble continues inside, but I did find free antibiotics in this room, in this med box. That is lovely. That will save me so many caps. I know there's a guy in this. There he is. Bang! Yeah, I did it again. I've not been using this laser sniper very much, so let's give it a go on this dude up here. Oh, nearly took him out in one shot. Took him down in two. Totally wasted a critical hit there, but that's fine. He looks like my beloved grandma now. Gonna hack this terminal over here to open this door. And there is Nick Valentine. Got straight to the point asking about Sean, but he said we should talk later and get out of here for now. There's also a speech bobblehead over here. It makes it so all vendors permanently have 100 more caps for bartering. Started to sneak out of the vault with Nick, but I found this tap, so we're gonna have a drink and fill my water bottles. That's one thing that's kind of frustrating, is when you use the bottle of water up after drinking the purified water, the bottle just vanishes, like you don't get to refill it again. I understand it makes the game harder, and it's fine, but still weird.
There they are. How do you want to play this?
Play what, Nick? This isn't a game, this is real life. Oh, rest in peace that guy. This is gonna be the hardest part of this whole mission. Behind this door, we're gonna get cornered right away. These are the people that the tin can upset. We're gonna back up over here. I'm not too worried about it. I've got a critical hit saved up. I'm gonna use that on Skinny Malone's head. And then we'll move over to Darla and put one in her torso. The critical hit took out Skinny Malone, and there goes Darla. There is still trouble, but these guys shouldn't be too hard to take out. If they would just stop shooting at me. Anyway, that's very rude. Down he goes. Now to get out of here with Nick. We made it. Darn loading screen. Took like 50 years. He said that he would like to talk about my situation and to meet him back at his office in Diamond City. I don't like to brag or anything, but I did have a nap and made it to Diamond City, not in that order, before Nick Valentine made it to his office. Now give me my caps, lady. I found him. Now let's sit my blue butt down in this chair and talk to Nick about Sean. Seems to think the Institute might have something to do with it. Do you remember that Kellogg guy that took Sean at the start of the video? Turns out he's got a house in Diamond City. Me and Nick are going for a walk. One thing I hope in Fallout 5 that happens is that you can pick a race to start as, like a ghoul, or a synth, or a human. I know it doesn't make sense to start as a ghoul in a vault, but maybe each of the races have a slightly different start. Humans start off in a vault, synths get created, and ghouls get affected by radiation somehow at the start of the game. Anyway, there's no way we're getting into Kellogg's house. Nick seems to think we should talk to McDonough to get a key to enter. I'm gonna have to take this elevator up. Let's go on through here and have a chat. Just as I figured, I failed the speech check, so we're gonna have to pick the key out of his pockets. I'm surprised, only 46% chance of doing it, and I succeeded. Better get on out of here. Now back down the elevator to get to Kellogg's house. There we go, door is open, and we are inside. Found this secret button by his desk that opened up a secret door. Inside had lots of goodies for me, but mostly something dog meat can sniff. Valentine said I should go get him to track Kellogg down. So I went outside, and there is dog meat. What the heck? Thing is, I don't really want to do this quest yet. It is a tough quest, and I want to level up a little bit first. So we are gonna follow the Freedom Trail. This place isn't too far from Diamond City. The way it works is you follow this trail of red throughout town and find these things along the way.
2 and A.
I was passing Good Neighbor 2. I figured I'd stop by and rent a room to sleep. Well, this place seems friendly. Let's just go off to the hotel and rent a room. I'm sure there's a bunch of beds out in the wasteland that I could find to sleep for free. And I'm sure I'm passing a load of them as well, but I don't really know where they're at yet. And this is only 10 caps to spend the night, so I'm not too worried about it. I feel like I'm getting scammed with the state of this place, but oh well. Glad I made it out of that dump. Following the Freedom Trail leads you to this old church. Inside, there was a good few ghouls I had to kill. Now we have to follow that paint lantern up there into this doorway. And that will take us down below ground. There is more ghouls in these tunnels for sure. They do look scary, but not too much of a threat. I hear they're scarier in the older Fallout games, but I've not really played through those. Following that trail, we found a bunch of numbers and letters. If you put the numbers in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, it will spell out the word railroad. And if we write that in here by pushing the button after each letter has been highlighted, it'll open up this secret door, and walking through that door will lead you to these guys. This is the Railroad faction. There's a few factions in Fallout 4. 1 is the Institute. 2 are these guys, the Railroad. 3 is the Minutemen, who is Preston's group, and 4 is a group called the Brotherhood of Steel. I don't think this faction is one of the more powerful ones, but I'm going with these guys for now because I think they're based around the whole sneak thing. This was odd. I was asked if I would risk my life to save a synth. I don't think I would, but I'm gonna say yes, just in case. Now it looks like we might be in the group. I need to speak to Deacon, who may or may not be a synth. I'm not sure still. He's got a job that he wants us to do, but he didn't really tell me what the job is. Now that we've cleared the way from the railroad to Good Neighbor, we can get back and forth easy to sleep. And I'm gonna do just that. I'm tired again. The thing is, you don't have a certain amount of time between getting tired. It can vary depending on what you do. So for example, if I take a rat away, I believe that will make me sleepy. And when I take a stim pack, it will make me thirsty. So if I sleep and then I take a rat away for whatever reason right after, I might need to sleep again. Found this guy moping around the hotel. You remember that guy that knocked my door at the start of the game? I told him to get lost. Yeah, this is the same guy. Looks like radiation got him and he's a ghoul, but he's not one of the ones that are fully lost. He's still somewhat there. He seemed very sad. I told him he could go back to Sanctuary to live if he wanted, and I'd visit him. Pretty cool moment. I don't think I bumped into him in my first playthrough. I'm being so nice right now. I think I'm gonna throw up. I am getting around like crazy back in Diamond City. I have 3 levels to spend, so let's get those spent. Gonna take a second point into Sneak, so we're harder to detect. A second point into Rifleman, so that our rifles do more damage. And finally, a second point into Gunslinger, so our pistols do even more damage. I was just passing by Diamond City, which is why I'm here. I'm trying to sleep everywhere I can. That's one thing I was really worried about, was dying and losing 30 minutes worth of progress. Back on the road, I killed my first legendary enemy. This is a legendary super mutant. When you take out a legendary, they normally have a pretty good drop. This one, I don't think I want to use. This place doesn't look very inviting, but I'm getting close to Deacon, so we better check if there's a bed nearby. Looks like there is some mole rats inside. Gonna kill those, and we can use them for food. There's a few beds in there, but yeah, I'm gonna grow a couple extra legs if I try and sleep in that. I am fine with just the 2 legs myself. Oh, there's a bed in here. Now we can go find Deacon and not be too worried about dying. Do you look different? He's wearing some kind of disguise. I didn't hang out with Deacon too much in this playthrough, but I will say I think he might be one of my favorite NPCs. Still not really sure why I'm here. He didn't tell me yet. Followed him blindly so we can talk to this man named Ricky Dalton, who'd been scouting out the area and had said there's loads of synths at the location we're going to. Still out of the loop. Don't know what the heck is going on. We end up going into these sewers where there is a load of synths. We, these guys are Team Synth, but here we are killing synths for the railroad. Oh, I found this book. Permanently increases my sneak. Nice, I will take it. But we are here to get this weird prototype. Not sure what it does. I'm He's very confused right now. There's a dead person here. I didn't know him, but Deacon gave me his pistol, which just so happens to be a very good pistol called the Deliverer. It has a silencer on it and is likely going to take over my current pistol as my main. Her name's Bond, James Bond. Oh god, that was cringy. So I escaped and am now on the roof. Now we have to go back to the railroad. Psych, I'm at Sanctuary, suckers. Spent most of the day here, refilling my empty bottles I found and just building things up. Added more water, food, and even the recruitment radio beacon to attract more settlers. Anyways, railroad is a long way away now. We better get moving. It was risky, but I didn't stop at any beds at all along the way. There is a crab. Yeah, I will totally jump in a river full of radiation instead of fight in one of those. Made it back to the railroad to find Deacon singing my praises. I wasn't expecting this. Desdemona asked me what my code name should be. They all suck. I guess we'll have to go with Bullseye. And now I'm officially a member of the railroad. Spent a minute checking things out. Tom has a fancy sniper for sale with a silencer. It's overall better than mine, but it's too expensive for now. We'll be back for you later. Turned in the prototype and was sent out to get a dead drop from a mailbox. Now it's telling me to meet with Old Man Stockham inside this big trading settlement called Bunker Hill. Not really here to do any trading, only here to talk to Stockham. Everyone in this game's making me feel like I'm underdressed. It's an apocalyptic game and this jerk's in a suit. He gave me a job, wanted me to go clear out some raiders from a church nearby. Ugh, tried to get two with one shot. Didn't work. I've secured the church. Now the thing is, we have to wait until nighttime for Old Man Stockham to turn up. I'm trying really hard not to skip too much unnecessary time, but I'm here now and I'm just gonna wait. Stockham just randomly appeared out of thin air, and he has a synth with him. Stockham didn't stick around, but someone else turned up. Now what we gotta do here is help this guy escort this synth to a railroad safe house. There was some trouble along the way with raiders and super mutants, but we made it in one piece. Said if I ever need a nap, food, or whatever, then I can take the elevator and use his place in this tower. Say no more, you had me at nap. Plenty of room in the elevator for free, but I like my alone time. There's stairs for you guys. Got a place for me to cook my food. There is purified water in this fridge that I can't take, even though the glass is broken, and I can't seem to open the door. There is another large man. Now that I've looted this place clean, it's time to get some rest. Had a run-in with a mole rat, knocked me senseless, and now every so often I can't see. My vision goes blurry. You can't see him very well, but there's a doctor right in front of me at the railroad that should be able to fix it. I can see again, and I want that sniper that Tinker Tom's selling. Sold a couple things to be able to afford it, including my sniper rifle I'd been using as my main rifle this whole time. I'm now down to 13 caps total. Doesn't sound like a lot, but does it mean like bottle caps or kneecaps? Because that's not many bottle caps, but that's a lot of kneecaps. We have a heavy loadout for survival mode now. I've got the Deliverer pistol, I've got this hardened sniper rifle with a silencer on it, and I also got this combat rifle that I'm gonna start using. Both snipers use a different kind of ammo, so that's gonna be cool to be able to spread out our ammo supply a little bit. There is a railroad sign right there, so there's a stash right here. There is a few raiders over here that seem to have spotted me, and they have weapons. That's just rude. I was out doing a railroad quest and I bumped into this farmer. Didn't realize it yet, but I'm gonna regret that, because he wanted me to clear out this building up ahead that had some ghouls in it. Spoilers, I don't even get to see the ghouls, because I walked up to the building and didn't see this stupid mine on the floor. It was right there. So easy to see, and I just stepped on it.
We're all the sense got.
Oh, shut up, drummer boy. You had me kill some earlier. That death set me back. I'm at the railroad again. On the road again, the railroad wants me to check on the status of this hospital they were using for a hideout. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. What in the Frankenstein's bedroom is going on here? Better clear these Muppets out. Now we can get the station's last update in the drawer. And now we can get out of here. Or not. That is a Deathclaw. Wow, he just knocked me the heck out. And I'm not leaving until I get revenge now. Gonna get a solid headshot critical hit. Tried to run, but I chased him down, and down it goes. I hear a lot of people saying the Deathclaws aren't as scary in this game as they are in the other games. Again, I've not played the other games. I really want to. Maybe if this video does well, I'll do 100 days in Fallout 3 in New Vegas. Now we can return to Carrington, the railroad, to turn in that quest, and I have 3 skill points to spend. I'm gonna take one into Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman makes it so I can instantly take out a sleeping person, and my silenced weapons do an additional 15% sneak damage. I'm gonna take a 3rd point into sneak, and finally another point into 4-leaf clover. And now my favorite lady in all of the wasteland wants to chat. Meet Pam. Wants me to get a new distribution center established for the railroad. There is not one thing on this planet I'd not do for you, Pam. Pretty easy job. I just had to clear out this small raider camp. Now we throw down some turrets for defense, and that is it. This place is our new distribution center. Strolling back to Pam to turn in the quest, and I started to get attacked. I didn't know where it was coming from. I swear it was from that way, but I couldn't target whoever it was with that. Managed to sneak away behind cover. That was a close one. Now we can turn in that quest to Pam and get some caps. I said earlier that I wouldn't risk my life for a synth, but I think I would for this one. Day 14 was nothing special. I spent it doing a bunch of side quests for the railroad that I'd picked up. Day 15, I stopped by Sanctuary to do some building. I needed some more beds. So now we have these blue pods that have beds inside them. Put some paintings up on the wall too. Happiness level is 76 in this settlement, so I'm pleased with that. I went onto Google to look to see if there was a sneak bobblehead, and there was. Thing is, I recognized this picture on the wiki and didn't check its location. I had assumed it was this place, but I was absolutely wrong. I'm here now, so I might as well help this poor sod Sully. Had some valves in the water that needed to be closed. Better jump in and turn these around. Pretty easy stuff. Now he will give me some caps, and I will get some XP for completing the quest. I'll try and get that sneak bobblehead in a minute. Let's finish up doing these side quests for the railroad first. Now to turn all of those in. Here's one for Tom. There is the docks quest turned in. And finally, the lovely Lady Pam. This is the place I needed to go to get that bobblehead I wanted. It's called Dunwich Borers, and let me tell you something. This did not go according to plan. That guy turned my legs into jelly. I'm just gonna level up a little bit and come back later when I'm more prepared. Alright, from one tough objective to the next, we're gonna go back to tracking down Kellogg. Poor Dogmeat has been hanging out, waiting for about a week for me to come back. There is a lot of trouble along the way. We bumped into these mongrels. Down goes those guys. Gonna be sure to harvest their meat. Gross, I know. Now we have to deal with this bear. I got him to chase me back to this bridge. Easy to pick him off around here if we just jump up and shoot him from here. Down he goes. And let's jump down and take that bear meat. Can't be picky. Wait. Did he have you got a hairbrush on you? Nice, I made it to this place. Dogmeat says he's inside this building. Don't worry, I speak dog. I'm gonna take out these turrets on the roof just because I know there's a bed in this building and I can't sleep unless I take them out. Now we can go down these stairs and sleep in this bed. And now I'm not too worried about dying inside. If I die, I just come right back to this bed. Well, sneaking went out the window very, very quick. I've got to stop panicking when I get spotted. Take out that synth. Kellogg is 100% here. He started to speak to me over the speaker. The frozen TV dinner, excuse me. I am fresh homemade lasagna, or like a really good taco. I found a bed, so I'm gonna sleep here because I know Kellogg isn't very far away. So here's the thing, I'm not gonna be able to take on cornflakes fairly, so we're gonna cheat. There he is, the lights are coming on all around him, all spooky. Let's have a little chat before we get our cheese on.
Murdering, kidnapping psychopath. Give me my son.
Alright, that's enough of that. I'm gonna back up and take out this synth before they have a chance to do anything to me. Now I'm gonna turn around and run. Said someone tell me this is a good way to kill him, and if we just stay back here, he can't really come forward. Or at least most of the time, he doesn't come forward. All we have to do is poke our head out and take cheap shots over and over again. I figured the fight with Kellogg himself would be a lot harder than just one hit, but I got a crit hit on his head and down he goes. If there's one character in this whole game I could choose to be in the game for longer, it would be Kellogg. Yes, he's a bad guy, but I think he's one of those cool bad guys, you know, like Handsome Jack from Borderlands 2. But either way, I got Kellogg's pistol and his outfit as well. I'm still wearing my Vault outfit, if you can believe it. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade and put on Kellogg's outfit. I look like the Wish version of Kellogg. Maybe like Cheerios. Anyway, Kellogg said that Sean is, in fact, in the Institute. And reading up on this terminal, it confirmed it. Now we know exactly where Sean is, but at the same time, not knowing at all, because we don't know how to get to the Institute or where it is. We better head on out of here and try and figure that out. Made it to the roof, and there is the Brotherhood of Steel. I don't know what it is about this scene when the Pridwin flies by. I remember my first playthrough as well. I was very taken back by it. So many cool moments in this game, I love it. They are one of the 4 factions in this game you can choose to side with. At this point in the game, I was expected not to join them at all, but we'll see how that goes later. I'm back in Diamond City, and I'm starting to run out of food, so I'm gonna need that cooking pot, my friend. I've got bugs to cook. Oh, and we better return to Nick Valentine to discuss Kellogg. I told him about Kellogg and what he said about Sean and the Institute, and then he said that Kellogg must have a way into the Institute, and that we needed to take some of his brain to a doctor who could help us see some of his memories. Before we do that, I have 3 more perk points to spend. Give me Gunslinger level 3. I will also take Ninja level 2. And last but not least, I will take Critical Banker. That's a new skill I've not invested into yet. It lets me save a critical hit to be used in Vance. Now let's go find that doctor in Good Neighbor to go through Kellogg's memories. This is the place we need to be. It's called the Memory Den. Inside the Memory Den, you can go and sit in these machines to be able to relive past memories. At least that's what I'm getting from this place. I might be totally wrong. Kellogg is not alive though, so we have to go find a doctor, which is this lady called Dr. Amari. Turns out Kellogg had a lot of robot in him, and we took this thing, which we did try to plug into Nick, but sadly he couldn't handle it, so he's gonna play host while I sit in this chair and go through the memories myself. The way this works is we run along here until we meet up with a memory. This one isn't the one we're after. We're looking for one that helps us get into the Institute. You go through a lot of memories, and again, this was just making me wish Kellogg was in the game for longer.
Initiate.
This is the one we want. There's an Institute Corsa who has what looks to be Sean, and they teleport into the Institute. There was also a memory in there that talked about someone called Virgil who used to work for the Institute but escaped and is now in hiding. And Kellogg had been sent to go take him out. Now that jerk Virgil who escaped the Institute is hiding out in a place called the Glowing Sea. And let me tell you, that place, it sucks. Sucks so bad, but it is one of the more memorable places from my first playthrough that I remember. It is full of radiation, it is full of enemies like rad scorpions and death claws. It is just not fun. And now I am getting chased by what I think is a death claw. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'm dead. Let's try that again, but this time we will have a plan. There is the Glowing Sea, and I have cleared out this area right here and have access to a bed inside this place so that we can sleep and save my game. Now when I die, we respawn right next to the Glowing Sea. Next location is we need to go from here to this place on the map to find a bed in an indoor parking lot. Shout out to Major Slack Attack. I remember watching his playthrough and seeing this ages ago. We're gonna use a Rad-X so we don't take as much radiation damage. I know there are other recommended ways to do this, like hazmat suits for rads or power armor to help fight things, but we are doing the no power armor run, and the hazmat suit I think we can do without. We'll be fine. Mostly just legged it through to my marked location on the map. Was getting chased the whole way by rad scorpions. But here we are. There is the parking lot. I think we... Oh, I got smacked by a scorpion. Scared the life out of me. But now we are in and safe, kinda. There is no rads in here, but there are 3 ghouls to take down. We can just one-shot all of them quietly. Oh, that was a legendary, and it dropped a nice rifle. Here is a sleeping bag we can sleep at and save my game. Before we go out, I should heal up as well. I'm still tired, but with those regular old sleeping bags, you can't get well rested anyway. So back out we go. Let's pop another Rad X and start moving. Made it to a place that is named the Crater of Atom. These guys are odd, to say the least, and I don't really know what's going on. All I do know is that this lady told me Virgil isn't here, but is in a cave not too far away. So that means more walking for me. We better get moving. I did get to the area pretty quick and didn't have too much trouble along the way. There is a Deathclaw sleeping down there. Just have to avoid it to get to the cave, which wasn't too bad. My sneak is getting pretty good now. There is the cave, and it looks like Virgil is a super mutant. He was worried I'd come to kill him, but I talked him down. He said he would help me if I promised to help him in return, and that was if I get into the Institute, I need to get him a cure for his condition that he was working on before he left the Institute. And to get in, he told me we need to find a Corsa synth, the same kind of synth I seen in Kellogg's memory. Alright, now to sneak back past this Deathclaw. Nice, nice. Made it to the Crater of Atom again. Now to run back to that bed in the indoor parking lot. That was stressful, but I made it in one piece. After healing up and saving my game, I was back out for one last run out of the glowing sea. And I'm back at Diamond City, finally. Doc, I am battered. Help me out. I have to get rid of these rads and heal up. And you know what? I'm gonna have a nice sleep in the Dugout Inn as well. I spent most of day 21 just doing some side quests for the railroad to get some XP and bottles to fill for water. I am up high right now. Tinker Tom at the railroad wants me to place one of these machines. I have no idea what it does. I wasn't paying attention. Ooh, the repair bobblehead. I will take that. Day 22, and I think I might be ready to attempt this tracking down a Corsa quest. First thing we need to do is go to this building right here called the CIT. Then we can tune our radio to the Corsa signal, and now we just follow the signal. So as the percentage in the top left gets higher, that is the closer I am getting to the Corsa. The signal led me to this building, and from what I can tell, this quest is one of the harder quests in the main storyline, simply because all the way up this tower there is not one bed. So if I die, I have to do the Hool of the Tower again, and it is full of enemies. We got lots of gunners in here. We've got lots of turrets in here. It seems like the Corsa is running its way through the tower as well. It's a really rough quest, but I'm pushing ahead best I can. I really had no plan for this Corsa, and as someone who has seen what happens, I can tell you it was a dumpster fire my first few attempts. Getting to the Corsa itself was fine. My lack of planning was what really bit me in the butt. I panicked and threw some mines and grenades. Yeah. Didn't work. Second attempt, almost got him down. He manages the clutch really good though. I take two really good shots to the head, and then he heals. I panic, and he takes a stealth boy to go invisible. Trying to figure out if this is a better way to go. At least he didn't get me this time. I did it with a Molotov. Gotta level up. I'm going to put it into critical banker so I can save a extra crit. You know what they say, third time's the charm. This time I managed to get a sneak attack on him and take him out in one hit. I feel like this fight should have been so much easier than it was. I just made it such a big deal in my head and it went terrible those first two attempts. Now we have the Corsa chip off the Corsa. So the Corsas, they hunt down synths that have escaped the Institute. And that Corsa that we just took out was after this synth called K1. We're going to release K1 from this room and get out of here ourselves. I've saved my game in a bed, now I feel safe. Now let's go get this chip analyzed at the railroad. Feel like I'm gonna get a lot of comments about siding with the railroad. Like I said, I've only played this game one time in the past. I'm sure from this point on I'll play around with the other factions and see which ones I like best. I don't know what they're all about yet, you know, I picked this one because I thought it matched my build a little bit better. I'm also aware you can play through pretty much all of the factions quests up to a certain point where you have to pick a side.
Come on. Show me that sweet bass number. Come on, baby.
Yeah, we got it.
Alright, there is the chip all analyzed by Tinker Tom. Oh crap, I gotta go back to Virgil now in the Glowing Sea. I, some reason, thought I only went there one time in the first playthrough. I really don't want to go through that again. From the start, I planned on not joining the Brotherhood of Steel, but you know what? You can get a vertibird to chauffeur you around if you join the Brotherhood of Steel. We need to do the fire support quest that I picked up. This will take us to a police station where there are 2 people from the Brotherhood of Steel fighting some ghouls. All I gotta do here is help clear them out. No, I've not paused the video. My stupid game crashed on me. Now I gotta do that again. Take out these ghouls. Cool, cool. Now we talk to this walking tank. So we're gonna try and earn his friendship. We had to go recover a transmitter from somewhere down the road. Technically, he's not a follower right now, so he won't affect my lone wanderer skill, and we can still carry all of the stuff we were carrying. This is the place where the transmitter's at, ArcJet Systems. Looks like this place is riddled with synths. We should be fine. There is 2 of us after all. Well, he's fine for now, but I'm gonna betray him later. I'm totally using them just so I can get that vertibird to take me past the Glowing Sea. It's about to go down right around here. This elevator has no power, so we have to go turn it on in there. Junk jet? What the heck is that? You know what? Give me that wrench. Maybe that's what I'll use to betray the tank. One good swing and he's gone.
Got it.
Now it looks like the tank is in trouble. Now, I didn't know what to do here. I thought we just had to take out the synths, so the plan was to let him do all of the work. I was just gonna stand around and look pretty, but then I realized I had to push this button. Now there's a countdown, and when it hits 0, there is a huge fiery blast, which takes out all of the synths. This dude seems fine because he was wearing the power armor, I guess, maybe? How did you survive that? Your face is still clearly exposed. This synth over here was carrying the transmitter we needed to get. We made it out, and he asked me if I wanted to join up with the Brotherhood. Of course, I said yes. Doing all of this just so I don't have to walk through the Glowing Sea again. This guy means absolutely nothing to me. Maybe in another playthrough he will, but for now, no. Day 24 and I'm back at Sanctuary. Needed to do some things like fill my bottles and store my fancy weapons I found, but I didn't want to throw out. I had a lot of things to put away, actually. Looks like Sanctuary is doing good still. Happiness isn't bad and everything is in the green. Not sure how much water I'll get from doing this, but I made 4 water purifiers and hooked them up to power. I would have made a few more, but I didn't have the resources to make them at the minute. Now that we have those made, we will periodically get purified water dispensed into our workshop for us to take. And by the sounds of things, skipping time by sleeping won't make us water. We have to actually spend the time doing things in-game to get water dropped off. It's not been a big deal up until now getting water past the first few days, honestly. We don't need this, but I figured it would be nice to have the extra water just in case. Now that we got some things sorted out at Sanctuary, I'm gonna go back to the police station where I met Paladin Danse, and we're gonna take a vertibird on the roof all the way to the Pridwin. Yeah, so this is why I want to join the Brotherhood of Steel, is for these vertibirds. In the not so distant future, we'll be able to throw down signal grenades to call a vertibird, then we can hop in and we can use it to fly to any location we've already been to previously, including the Glowing Sea. We can just fly right past the Glowing Sea to Virgil's cave. We made it. Here is the Pridwin. I'm gonna speed things up a little bit while I'm here with these guys. They mean nothing to me, and I just want the vertibirds. This is Elder Maxon. I had to meet him. Seems like he's the leader of this place. I don't believe the Railroad and the Brotherhood of Steel see eye to eye, so I'll turn this guy into a can of beans later. Don't worry, I've still got that wrench. First order of business was to clear out this island of super mutants. There was a massive behemoth on here that was pelting giant rocks at us the whole time. Down he goes. Now we gotta go inside this building and take out more. It was going well, I was going ham on them, and then I came across this mutant hound that was a legendary that turned me inside out. Well, turning me inside out would be putting it nicely. Not a huge problem because I did find this bed inside the building, so we just got sent back here. Now to get revenge on this bad puppas, down he goes. And now returning to Maxon will get me my sweet, sweet signal grenades. That jerk better watch his back. Anyway, let's go to a clear area and call one in with a signal grenade. There it comes. Now we can hop onto the bird and pick a location to fly to. And we are off. This is pretty cool. The glowing sea is way on the other side of the map, so this is gonna take a few minutes for sure. I did have to pop a Rad-X when I did get into the glowing sea. Radiation is still a thing, but it is so much safer not getting attacked the whole way along. Though I do remember there being a Deathclaw outside of Virgil's cave, and I didn't kill it. Luckily, we have those turrets attached to the vertibirds. Now let's go into the cave to talk to Virgil. I told him I sorted the Corsa, and he said I needed to build a device that will hijack the signal the Institute uses to teleport Corsas, and I need some help to build it. Now I can go to either the Minutemen, the Railroad, or the Brotherhood of Steel with this information. Obviously, since we're siding with the Railroad this time, I'm going there. Now let's go to the Railroad. Really cool passing these tall buildings on the bird. Drop me off, and this isn't the location I told them to take me. That's fine, I did all of that work just so I could walk everywhere still. You know, kind of a blessing in disguise anyway, since now we have to pass Goodneighbor and I'm tired. The Railroad don't have any proper beds. You can sleep there, but you can't get the well-rested effects just because the beds there suck. So we're gonna rent a bed in Goodneighbor. Now back to the Railroad to tell Tom about building this machine. Now we have to go to a place with a lot of room to build the machine because it is big. The Railroad simply will not do. This isn't a settlement. I can't build things here. Before we do that, I've got some skill points to spend. Going to take another Rifleman. Gonna take another Mr. Sandman. And I'm gonna take this new perk called Better Criticals. It will make my critical hits do 50% more damage. Now I'm feeling miles more confident with my sneaking around and taking things out quietly. So maybe I'm ready to go get that sneak bobblehead. We are back at this place. Last time I was here, I got one shot by an enemy. There are lots of enemies here, including lots of legendary enemies I kept bumping into. We just have to slowly pick them off from up here. Turrets as well, better get rid of those jerks. One of the legendary enemies dropped a rolling pin as its fancy weapon. What were you gonna do with that, my friend? Now, you know what? Now that I think about it, if someone ran at me with a rolling pin, I'd freak out. Anyways, all clear up here. Now we have to head down deeper into this place. Lots of traps and plenty more raiders inside. Just gotta sneakily make my way through. There is a bed inside. That's nice. I can save my game. Not gonna complain there. I don't think I'm gonna explain this place. There's some weird stuff going on, and it's pretty interesting if you do look it up. Anyways, I made it. There is the bobblehead. Permanently increases my sneak by 10%. Again, I'm back at Sanctuary to drop off my special items and also wanted to check on my water situation. Oh, 35 purified water already? I should have done this ages ago. Thing is, I don't really need to have the 35 all of the time. I was doing fine, just like scavenging, but this is so nice. I've not been showing too much of my food collecting on camera, just because I've shot a lot of Radstag and I figure you don't want to see every time I do it. Yeah, the food situation's been going good. I've just been taking out every animal I see and making sure I harvest them. I'm over the point in the game where I'm struggling for food and water. I'm even starting to remember where a lot of the beds are going between places for me to save. We can build a reflector platform at any settlement, but I wanted it at Sanctuary. Just because it's my main hub, I didn't need it here, but I wanted it here. And now after placing that one thing, I need to return all the way back to the railroad. When I made it, I told Tom it was up and running, and he gave me a list of things I needed to collect to build the rest of the stuff to go along with it. We didn't have to go to them. If we already had the items, then we were good. First place was this military base. Easy enough. Took them out and grabbed the item used for crafting. Second item was at this mutant hideout. They were mostly busy with a fight that was going on, so I just grabbed the item and snuck away. And again, with the third item, I snuck into the building and grabbed the item and snuck right back out without killing a soul. Now we build this massive thing as well as the control console, the relay dish, and some power for them. Desdemona told me that once I get into the Institute, I need to find someone called Patriot. Here we go, I'm getting teleported into the Institute to find Sean, and we are in. Alright, we better look around, see what we can find. It wasn't long before I found Sean, what looks to be Sean anyway. See, a man came in named Father and ended up shutting Sean down. I guess he was a synth. And it turns out that this guy is, in fact, my son. Yeah, I am Father's father. You see, Sean had grown up and become the leader of the Institute. Now, hear me out, okay? If I went through all of this trouble for real to find my son and I found him here, I don't think I would turn my back on him. I would instantly abandon any faction I was a part of and I would just side with my son. But in this playthrough, I am going to choose to stick with the railroad. I'm not gonna tell him yet. He did try to get me to join the Institute, but I was very vague. I'm not gonna give you a straight answer yet, son. Let's get down to business. I need to run a network scan for Tinker Tom. Now to find the dude Desdemona wanted me to find, called Patriot. Seems to be hiding in a cupboard of some sort. Nice, I like your style. Followed him around to this synth. There was a discussion that was had about a bunch of synths that want to break out of the Institute. We will get to that later. Now, I told Virgil I would help him out and find a serum in the bioscience area. So here it is. Let's go find it. Not sure where the heck I'm going. There's a lot of doors. I'm hoping I find it. Alright, made it to this trashed looking place. I believe this is the right way. Yeah, there are some enemies down here. This has gotta be it. Yes, there is the serum. Cool, we got it. Now we can give that to Virgil and maybe get him cured. Been snooping around like crazy now to figure out how to get out of this place. One of the downsides to survival mode is that you can't teleport from location to location after you've discovered that location. However, Father gives me a way to teleport in and out of the Institute, even in survival mode. At least for now. Eventually, I'm going to betray them and we won't be allowed back. Well, I'm betraying them right now. I'm telling Desdemona everything I know about them, but I mean once they find out, I'm betraying them. Now to type some things into Pam's terminal, if you know what I mean. Don't ask me what I was doing. Pam was stood right there. I couldn't concentrate. Right, time to call in a vertibird. Going to go give the serum to Virgil to see if it works. Oh crap, there's a rat scorpion after me. So I went into Virgil's cave and past the loading screen, it followed me in. So I immediately left the cave again, and I just died in the loading screen. It was just a big old panic fest, and that was my fault. I should have killed it before I went into the cave. Anyway, I made it safe the second time around and gave the serum to Virgil. He seemed happy about it, but he said to come back in a week or so. I'm spending a lot of signal grenades on him right now, but I'm invested as heck. Now, my next objective is to get a passcode for the railroad. I'm not sure why. I wasn't paying attention. Or not. I guess we're getting ice cream now. Maybe. It seems like nobody is working today. Way to make me sad. Password is in this building somewhere. I made a mistake. There was this robot inside and I had a chat with it, but I accidentally shot the thing in the face. Yeah, I know. My finger genuinely slipped and that was an accident. And once that happened, there was no going back. It turned hostile. It's not a big deal. You can continue the quest without the robot, so that's fine. I just drop down here really quick and jump on this terminal. There we go. We have the password. Now to report back to Desdemona, and she said that why waste this opportunity that we have with the Institute just to save a few synths when we could save every single one of them. Now we better go back to the Institute and tell the synth what is going on, see what he thinks about it. He thinks we can do it, but he wanted 24 hours to talk with his friends about it, and then once the time is up, we meet him back here. Now to just kill a bunch of time. Not sure what I'm gonna do besides annoy this lady. You know what? I'm just gonna sleep in the med bay to kill the time. I don't like wasting our days too much doing that, but I did it today. He wanted me to take out some Institute guards where some supplies were being kept, like weapons. Had to go through this sketchy area and up this elevator. There they are. So the first attempt went really, really bad. I had no plan. I just started blasting. There was no way that was gonna work. Those guys knocked me all the way back to Sanctuary. No, not really. I came back to get some mines. We're gonna spend some skill points. I'm gonna take 1 extra point into sneak, so that is the 4th point into that. And I want the 2nd better critical skill. I will say, going back to Sanctuary was a bit of a waste of time. I did throw down the mines to see if they would help, but I ended up just slowly taking them out one at a time. And there is the final guard. Didn't use a single one of those mines. That was a waste of time. Well, I threw them down, but nobody stepped on them. Now, talking to the synth, he said he would contact me eventually to progress, but for now, play along with what Father wanted me to do so he doesn't get suspicious. That is exactly what we're gonna do. I had to meet up with this Corsa to assist in returning a synth to the Institute that had escaped. And I've got to say, this area is really, really cool. I don't know why, I just really like it. It's just a lot of junk that's placed on top of more junk on top of more junk. I just really like how it looks sitting on the water. There is the synth in the middle. All we gotta do is use the recall code to shut it down. There we go. Synth is out of action. Now we take out these raiders. Nice and easy, and we are done. Synth successfully shut down and ready to take back to the Institute. Now it's our turn to return back to the Institute to talk to Father. He said that while I was away, he had some quarters prepared for me. Yeah, this room here is mine. But not for long, I'm about to betray these chumps. Yeah, this jerkface has discovered that the railroad has some synths in hiding and knows exactly where they are located, and has asked me to go in and help sort the situation out. We better go warn my people about what's going on. Warning Desdemona about the Institute knowing all about Bunker Hill and the synths located there. I'm doing all of this for you, Pam. Here, have a teacup. Now, this is a weird quest because almost everyone likes me. Not in a big-headed way, but I've made friends with the Institute. I've made friends with the Brotherhood of Steel. I made friends with the Minutemen and the Railroad. Everyone that could be a part of this quest that is fighting each other are not gonna fight me. I'm here on a bunch of people's behalf. What we're gonna do is just run through all of the gunfire totally safe until we make it to where the synths are hiding. Now this is where we betray the Institute, because I'm gonna turn around and take out the Corsa that was sent to get the synths from Bunker Hill. Which means now these synths are free and we are an enemy of the Institute. I have an objective now to go talk to Father. I'm gonna get told off by my own son. There he is, hanging out on a roof, looking all dramatic. He's definitely my son. We had a chat about what happened at Bunker Hill, and I admitted that it was me. That I stopped the Corsa from getting the synths. He lashed out and said that the Institute didn't kidnap him, but they rescued him from having to deal with the wasteland. He also said that at the start of the game, he was the one that let me out of the cryopod in the vault. But now I should not interfere with the Institute business, and he poofed. Seems like I am banished from the Institute. I went and reported back to the railroad, told them I'd been kicked out of the Institute, and Desdemona seemed deflated about not being able to rescue those synths. But then she said it would maybe, just maybe, be possible with the Minutemen's help. The rest of the day was a bit of a nightmare. See, I already had a side quest from Preston, so I figured I would get that done before going to speak to him. And I did get that done, but then I went and slept in the farmer's house and got an infection. And I don't have any antibiotics left, so this is fun. I could sleep to remove it, but again, I'm gonna try not to do that just for an infection. The closest place to me with a doctor is, I believe, Diamond City, so we're gonna run there and get cured up by the doctor. Oh, and he also has 2 antibiotics I can buy off him for the road. Anyway, now we can make it to Sanctuary and talk to Preston, who looks like he's hanging out under the bridge. This is weird. I did get get distracted and ended up picking up another quest from him. Just had to go kill some mole rats. But then returned to talk to him about the Institute. He seemed mega hyped to hit the Institute, but said we should focus on building our strength a little bit first. Said we should take back a place called the Castle. It was some kind of HQ for the Minutemen at some point. Now, I've done a lot of research before this playthrough and while I've been playing. This place can 100% give you some trouble. I met up with Preston and some other Minutemen to come up with a plan before we got started.
Let's just get in there and shoot those lobsters.
And I chose to do just that. Ran in and just started blasting. No, I actually sat up here like a baby for a while. They couldn't get me and I could just pick them off nice and easy. After we took out a bunch of those nasty crabs, we had to go after these egg nests. And after taking out so many of those, a queen showed up. One thing we're gonna have to do here in this fight is take Med-X. Med-X makes it so you take a lot less poison damage, and the queen will periodically fire a bunch of poison at you, and it is really, really dangerous. But with the Med-X's help, we are not gonna die from that poison. But we can if we're really, really stupid, but we'll try not to be. Now we just slowly but surely pick this thing off with headshots, and down she goes. We have to power up this next. Now the castle is all good to go again. I spent a little bit of time next doing a ton of side quests for the Minutemen. Had to go help out settlements and take out raiders. I was running around like crazy, but I was getting lots of XP from all of the jobs, so I'm not complaining about it. Let's turn some of these in. Can someone explain who put the cow on the roof? That is a really mean prank. Ma'am, your cow is on top of that house. Take it out. Super mutants. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Not a lot to report for day 41. I found these two Deathclaws fighting, so I jumped in and made it a freeway. Now we have even more quests to turn in to Preston. He told me there was a situation at the castle and I needed to check it out, but before we get to doing that, I have 6 skill points to spend. Yeah, I've been neglecting them pretty bad. Let's get to spending these suckers. Gonna take the 4th gunslinger skill. I will take 2 points into Grim Reaper's Sprint. It's a pretty handy skill, which gives me a chance to have my critical hit meter or action points be refilled on each kill in advance. 2 points into Action Boy, which is another handy skill that allows my action points to recover faster. Last but not least, I'm gonna take 1 into Bloody Mess, which allows me to do an extra 5% damage. Back at the castle, I met with someone called Ronnie Shaw, who is a Minuteman veteran and wanted that door over there open. The door heads to an armory, and there's supposedly loads of good things in there we can use. There was no way we're getting through this door, so we're gonna have to try to go around. Found this debris we had to clear out. Now we can head on down and go under the castle. There was a lot of mines down here, and there was also a bot called Sarge who was protecting the place. She is not having a good time, and I love it. Well, instant karma. I took him down, but he exploded and took me with him. I'm gonna break his robot kneecaps. I still think the fire and explosions in this game are so insanely cool. There is a old general down under the castle. I took his outfit. Guess I am the new general, so I'm gonna need this fit. I did swap back to my old cap just because it gave me a perception buff versus the new cap being for charisma, which is good, but I want the perception. Worked my way up around the castle, and now we got the door open from the other side, and we have access to the armory. There's lots of stuff in here to take, including a blueprint for artillery. Now we can build artillery at any settlement we want, and we can call in strikes all over the Commonwealth. I'm not sure if I'll use it very much in this playthrough, but still very, very cool. You know what? It's been well over a week since we went to give Virgil his serum. That would have been hilarious if that was artillery, but no, it is a vertibird signal grenade, I promise. So we're gonna pop in this vertibird and fly on over to check on him. I don't believe you really get anything for checking up on him, but like I said, I'm invested now. So let's get into this cave, and yeah, he is a human again. Said I could help myself to any of the junk that he has laying around the cave. Not many things have made my heart feel warm in the wasteland, but I will say that felt really good. Doing so many Minutemen quests now, just running around helping settlements out with raider problems and such. Oh, I did find this recon sniper rifle. It does the same damage as my main sniper, but has more range, accuracy, and weighs less. I'm not sure if I'll use it over the Tinker Tom special, but I might keep it in storage just in case. How is that cow not dead yet? There we go. We eating Brahmin tonight. Preston made me go check in on this place. It's a settlement made up entirely of ghouls. Yeah, I know, it's weird. I'm watching them sleep. They wanted me to go clear out some mutants that were giving them trouble, so I headed out on the road to do just that. Coming up on the mutants hangout. This started out well. I snuck attack this guy, then this mutant dog, and the mutant standing beside it. It's when I start to go in closer is when the hits the fan. See, this guy didn't die in one hit like I thought he would, and I panicked. I did kill him, but now I've been spotted and everyone's on me. Yeah, that is a Molotov. It was on my screen for all of about a second, but it was there long enough for me to get really mad about how my day was going. All of a sudden, I'm on fire, my health was not looking good, and this was just pure stress. I did manage to run off, but they're on my tail. Picked them all off while backing up. That dog went flying. There we go. Now we can head back to these ghouls. That was a nightmare. They seemed happy that I got that sorted and they offered their help to the Minutemen. Turning in quest to Preston, it looks like we can finally progress the story if we want to. We have a mission to defend the castle. It looks like the Institute are trying to take out the Minutemen before they can build up forces to attack. Let's go do it in style. Gonna take a chopper to the castle. Still, one of my favorite things about this game is flying over the wasteland. We are going to betray the Brotherhood of Steel at some point and lose this lovely privilege. But I believe we can still get Vertibird's support from the Minutemen or the Railroad, depending on how the story goes. Now that I made it here, let's go save the game by sleeping in this bed. Now, Ronnie Shaw told me I should add defenses to the place real quick. I didn't have too much time to do that because the synths started to turn up. It started out well. We were picking them off nicely, but then disaster struck and this jerk got me. I went with a sneaky approach the second time around, just taking shots when and where I could to slowly chip away at them. The fighting continued all the way past midnight. This quest is similar to the Civil War quest in Skyrim, where you kill enemies to raise the percentage on the side up to 100%. And it's generally good fun. I really like these kinds of missions. I will say it feels harder for Fallout, but still fun. There we go, they have been sent running. We now have the quest called the Nuclear Option, which I think might be the final mission for the main quest. Had to talk to Preston and he said Sturgis found a way into the Institute.
He found some old tunnel that's still open to the surface. Cooling water for their reactor, I think.
Before we get around to doing that, I want to try to get my hands on some new sniper rifles. They are just up here on the map, and I've seen a few people make videos about these sniper rifles. They do depend on your level for how good they might be when we get them. I'm level 32 right now, so we'll see. I'm just curious if they'll be better than the ones I've got. Found the town I need to get to. Now, if we go to the back of this town, there's a guy on this roof yelling about crabs. We have a lot in common. I've been doing that all video. We had to kill 3 of the crabs before he would open this gate and let me in. He invited me to his basement, the weirdo.
Son, did someone drop you on your head as a baby, or did you have to work to get this stupid?
Got this sniper here, and there is also a sniper in here. Now, we can do a quest to get to the sniper, but he was pretty rude just then. Yeah, I don't think I'll be using these over my snipers I'm using currently. They seem to do the same amount of damage as the Tinker Tom special. Today is the day we're gonna break into the Institute and cause some chaos. Early morning, day 48, and yeah, if we jump into the water, there is a pipe that we can enter, and this is where Sturgis thinks we can get into the Institute. Now, voicing over this mission and knowing how it goes, I can tell you it was the most stressful part of the whole playthrough, because the file size of this part went over an hour, and I can tell you I did not find a single bed. Maybe there was a bed, and trust me, I did look, I just couldn't find one. There was a lot of enemies along the way, like these ghouls and mole rats. I knew I was getting close when I came across these few synths. Had to take out sneakily. Down they go. I don't think I had this quest the first playthrough, so I must have joined a different faction. Maybe I stuck around the Institute, I'm not sure. Speaking of the devil, there are some synths up ahead. Let's take them out, and it looks like we'll be heading into the Institute for real now. No more pipe work. Yeah, we are in. This is the place where you end up the first time around coming here. Time to let the Minutemen in. There are like 5 of us to take over the whole Institute. What? It's fine though, because 2 of these Minutemen act as a endless supply of Minutemen, so when they die, we get more of them teleporting in to take their place. Sturgis is staying behind to work on getting us teleported back out once we're done. There were so many synths throughout this quest. I was trying my best to take out as many as I could, but I was being really careful. Again, I wasn't finding beds, so I didn't want to have to go back and lose all of that progress. I was staying behind most of the Minutemen and just picking off synths when I could. And by the way, I was doing a lot of the damage. I used up so much ammo in this quest. Looks to me like we've made it to the clean part of the Institute. What is this? The bioscience area or something? Is that what this is called? Bang, down he goes. Not done that in a while. Just outside bioscience, I was hiding behind this glass wall. I wanted to make sure I knew what the heck was going on before I ran out there. Gonna take it very slow. We do have the Minutemen with us, acting as meat shields, so that's cool. At least for now. Very soon I'm gonna be on my own and it's gonna suck. And that time is right now. See, this door up ahead needs to be opened, and I have to run off and do that by myself. We gotta go get in this elevator all on our lonesome. I did find Sean hanging out on a bed. He doesn't look so good.
Tell me then. Under what righteous pretense have you justified this atrocity?
I'm gonna say Pam. Yeah, just mostly Pam.
Get out of here.
I'm just gonna leave him there. This place is going down anyway. Now again, I don't think this would be my ultimate decision playing this game. I would likely end up picking the Institute. Even if they're bad, I don't think I would turn my back on my son. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna proceed to turn my back on my son. Can now proceed through this door to the reactor to put in a fusion pulse charge. Now Sturgis is gonna teleport us out of this place. We made it back to the main room. This is not a safe location still. Uh-oh, looks like we have a problem. The synth version of Sean is here and is wanted to come along with us out of the Institute. I was sus, but I did end up saying yes, he can come with me. Now let's jump onto the relay so Sturgis can teleport us back out of the Institute and on top of this tower, where we can go and push this button to finish the main quest line and take out the Institute. That was a big explosion. And now I'm panicking because I've not slept in ages and it's been like an hour and a half since the last time I saved. This was the scariest run through the Commonwealth I had done. I made my way over to Goodneighbor and slept in Hotel Rexford. Day 49, I went from taking out the whole of the Institute to getting into silly bar fights. Yeah, I'm trying to work my way through stupid side quests. Going into this video, I had a plan. I wanted to make 2 separate videos on this save file. The first video was going to be 100 days in the base game. No DLC, no nothing. And then I wanted to make a second 100 days with my same character playing through all of the DLC. And I went and messed up a good couple times in this video. This is one of the mess ups. I didn't realize I was starting one of the DLCs here. And that DLC is the Far Harbor DLC, which I believe is the biggest one they released for this game. Now, there was a case that I picked up from Nick Valentine's office. There was a couple who have a daughter that had gone missing. I went ahead and visited that house where that couple lived, had a brief chat with them, and then began to play detective. I was looking around the house for clues, ended up finding a holotape which talked about a safe haven for synths, and that the daughter had gone to this safe haven for synths. Sounds like she might be a synth herself. Told the adults about it, and yeah, that's how you start the Far Harbor DLC. Now we can go ahead and get in this man's boat and go to Far Harbor. But I'm not gonna do it because I want to do that 100 days video playing all of the DLC, so for now now we're gonna ditch this quest. I know, my bad. I wanted to show it on camera though, because we'll be cutting back here in the future. Anyways, while on the topic of mistakes, I made another one on day 51. Went ahead and tracked every single one of my quests. The idea behind it was that I could see which quests are closer to me to get done. And while that worked, it was just very frustrating seeing all of those markers on the map. I ended up looking to see which ones were closest and then unchecking all of the other ones and just going to the closest one to me at that time. And yeah, I just spent this day going between a bunch of boring side quests. This one should be fun. I got a quest from a ghoul a while back. Had to come meet this guy called Jack Cabot. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. Is it Jack Cabot? Who I now work for, apparently. I sat down and talked a little bit about aliens. Yeah, aliens.
I'm not sure there's any intelligent life in the universe. At least not on this planet.
Anyways, this guy said I need to get some serum that Jack needs for his work. Hang on, is this robot trying to kill me? What do you... It looks like it either wants a hug or to destroy me. He's hanging out outside of Jack's house. I think he's the security guard. We have 3 skill points to spend. I'm gonna take the final Mr. Sandman, the final ninja skill, and the 3rd 4-leaf clover skill. I'm feeling an awful lot more confident walking around the wasteland too now. I remember my first day I was walking around feeling like I was in danger. Now to quote Heisenberg, I am the danger. Trying to get that serum off these raiders. There we go. I take it back. I found the danger. This is a legendary Alpha Deathclaw. My first legendary Deathclaw, and I'm gonna take it out in 1 hit, hopefully, and use a critical hit, and down it goes. This is what it dropped if you're curious. I don't think I want to use it, but there we go. If I took 1 good critical hit on this sucker, I bet I could take him out in 1 hit. I think the reason why I'm so suspicious of him is during my first playthrough, I believe I seen him and instantly thought it was gonna be hostile, so I attacked it. And yeah, it just ripped the heck out of me. But it looks like as long as you don't attack it, it's not going to attack you back. You can find those, but mega angry out in the Commonwealth, so I was just very sus. So this is where this quest line goes wonky. See, I met another member of the family here. They were both arguing about how Jack Cabot's sister had gone missing or ran off. Here we are at the place where Cabot's sister is hanging out. Looks like she got mixed up with some weird people. Confronted the main guy in charge, but it seems like he had locked up Cabot's sister in the room behind this building. So I backed up and took every single one of them out. Now we take the key from this weirdo and we can go let her out. Or so I thought. Because this mission is very, very bugged. See, the sister is supposed to be in this room, but just never is for me. I know there's a command you can type into the console to skip this part to finish the mission, but since we're playing on survival mode, we don't have access to the console, and honestly, I don't want to do that anyway. Not that I have a problem with people that do it. Obviously, this is really, really annoying, but I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. Gonna reload a save and maybe try it again later. Oh, and I did scour Reddit, by the way. This wasn't my only attempt. I tried a bunch of times. I tried all different kinds of ways to do this. I tried not to resort to violence. I stole the key from this guy's pocket. Tried to just simply talk to him and the lot. I was just having no luck, sadly. What is that guy wearing? I don't know what had been going on. I just had a really bad streak of side quests. And this one is no different. See, I had a quest to confront the mayor of Diamond City, McDonough. Something had happened and this guy had been knocked off the elevator, needed a stim pack off me. Went up the elevator and there is Piper banging on the mayor's door. Turns out the mayor was a synth all along and he'd been found out. I don't know where I got this quest from. It was kind of random. Must have picked it up somewhere. Said he wasn't gonna stand down and a shootout broke out. Down goes the mayor. And now Piper is attacking the hostage? Hostage is down. Now she's attacking me. Hang on. Yeah, this is bad. I tried running away, but the gods of Diamond City are after me too. I did a reload to try again, and this time I'm gonna just let Piper do all of the work. This way, at least I don't get in trouble. There we go. All done. I seen none of the action. absolutely no luck with these side quests lately. So we are gonna take a break from these buggy side quests. There is an achievement in this game for killing 5 giant creatures. I think I've killed 2 total so far, one being the Mirelurk Queen at the castle, and the other being the super mutant behemoth with the Brotherhood of Steel. I looked online and marked where I believe another queen is at. On the way, I bumped into something that I didn't expect, and that was another behemoth. This is good timing. Lobbed a rock at me and just about turned me into a bowl of cereal. But I recovered with a stim pack and took him out. That was easier than I was expecting. Behemoth down, now to take out this queen. Down she goes, not too much trouble. This is also a settlement. It is so run down here. On the way back to Diamond City because I'm tired and sick again. I've been sick a lot in this playthrough. I know I've not showed all of those times I've been sick, but seriously, it's been about 20 times I've been ill. And I'm sure you don't want to hear about it every single time. This video is already gonna be a long video. So we had a rest at the Dugout Inn and got the doc to cure me. And I bought some more antibiotics for the road. Made it way up north to the Museum of Witchcraft. Now if we walk northwest from here, we should, yep, there is another queen. This one was very, very far away, so it made it very easy for me to take her down before she got close enough to attack me. This was the 5th giant I found, but I didn't get the achievement. I guess I maybe didn't get the final hit on one of the first 2 giants I killed. That's fine, I can find another one, but for now, I'm running low on a lot of stuff, water included. Spent the whole of day 56 just hunting for more food and returning to Sanctuary to check on things and to get water. The next place we need to go is right around here. Yep, I've not given up on this giant creature achievement yet. I am going to get it if it's the last thing I do. This fine lady scared the spoons out of me. I didn't know exactly where she was hiding and she just popped out of the floor right in front of me. Best thing to do, it seems, is just to spam headshots with this combat rifle. Until down she goes, and I got the achievement with this one, so yeah, I guess I didn't kill one of those other first 2. Day 58 now, and I came to check on Pam. It'd been a while. No, not really. I was gonna go hit up a bunch of doctors to see if I could gather up a ton of antibiotics. So first at the railroad. Next stop, Good Neighbor. I think one of these shops. So this one, yeah, sells antibiotics. Next stop is Diamond City, and I didn't find any antibiotics here, but I did talk to Arturo, who had a sniper rifle that was worth just 1,000 caps. And that's bottle caps, not kneecaps, by the way. I don't have 1,000 kneecaps, sadly. It had a silencer on it and a night vision scope, and you know what? I've not changed up my loadout for a while, so I'm gonna use this. It is gonna take some time to get used to this night vision, but it should be fine. This will replace my combat rifle. Alright, so I've slain giants, we've conquered the Institute. Now it's time to collect bobbleheads. Yeah, there is a bunch of bobbleheads in this game, and I want to attempt to collect every single one of them. And first on the list is Strength. You can get it in that big tower up there. Open the door to the tower and there was a dude standing right there. I'm glad he was facing the other way. Now at this point in the game, these guys were very, very easy. There is the gunner commander. Only got an 8% chance for a headshot, but I have a critical hit. Take him down in 1. It was no trouble storming through this place to get the bobbleheads. Your strength has been permanently increased by 1. Next bobblehead on my list is at Poseidon Energy. There was a lot of these stupid crabs inside and bandits. Not too much trouble for us. There is the bobblehead. This is the endurance bobblehead, which permanently increases my endurance by 1. There's also a magazine next to it. Oh, I got lucky inside finding this sniper. That's the most damage I've seen one have so far in this playthrough. You know, my loadout has just changed a lot. Going to stop using the Deliverer for now and the Tinker Tom Special. We have this pistol, which does more damage than the Deliverer and has more ammo per mag. And I'll use these 2 sniper rifles. They're both combat rifles, but they both also use different kinds of ammo. This one uses 308 and the other one uses a more common kind of ammo. It'll be nice to switch between the 2. I've been making a point to save every single legendary drop that I get in this playthrough, and I've been storing them in this box in my house I made. I don't know why I started to do it, but I'm not gonna stop now. You remember Jack Cabot, that guy with the evil, dangerous robot outside, and the quest that was bugged as heck with him? Well, we have to complete that quest to be able to get the Charisma bobblehead. So I ran back over and took everyone out to take the key and double-checked, and yet she still wasn't in this room. But oh well, it was worth checking. I guess we'll leave this bobblehead for now. Next is intelligence, and we can find that in the Boston Public Library. Inside, there was super mutants, and I gotta say, it feels very nice being able to one-hit almost everything now. Toughest enemy in here was this door. There was an intercom that said the library is closed. It's fine. I pretended to be an employee and gave it a fake ID.
My ID number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Welcome, Mr. Mayor. Please enjoy your visit.
The Muppet thinks I'm the mayor. What? Oh well, I'm in, and there is the bobbleheads. Permanently increases my intelligence by 1. Now to spend some skill points. I have 3 of them to spend. I should have gotten this one a while ago, but I want to put some points into lock picking. There we go. I should be able to pick master locks now, which I thought I needed to do to be able to get this next bobblehead. This is where it's at. It's at a place called Long Neck Lakowski Cannery. There's 2 people inside arguing. This lady's from Vault 81. We're gonna be going there soon too. Looks like people are getting sick from eating the food coming from this place. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Anyway, the video I watched to find where the bobblehead was had a master level locked door right here. There is the bobblehead though, no locked door in my way. Prices are permanently 5% better. We are heading from one weird place straight to the next. We had to go to this place, the Pikmin Gallery. From what I can tell, is a disturbing artist who has been taking out raiders and they've came to his house for revenge. Place is really weird. Ended up finding the artist surrounded by raiders. There was a legendary one there. Took them all out, nice and easy. I found the bobblehead laying on the floor. This one makes lockpicking permanently easier, which is perfect with the life of crime I'm pursuing these days. Just don't tell Pam. The artist gave me a key as a thanks, and it led to this safe, which had a load of goodies inside that I could sell. At Lakowski's Cannery, there was a woman that was from Vault 81, and that is where we are headed next. I got attacked by a stupid bear. Who will rue the day? Give me that meat, sucker. Anyway, into the cave we go. Vault 81 is still a fully functional vault with vault dwellers living inside. They were sus that I had a Pip-Boy and that I was trying to get in with it. They seem big into trading. I was talking to the overseer and she said I could come in if I went and got them free fusion cores. And you know what? I just so happened to be carrying 3 of those. I came prepared. Now if you could open up, that would be lovely. I got a bobblehead to steal. I had a chat with the overseer and handed over the cores. Then I proceeded to spend a chunk of time trying to figure out where the heck I gotta go. There is more to this place than I thought there would be. I double checked online and yeah, we had to go into the reactor room and give this guy some jet in return for 75 caps. Then we head to the doctor in this room to donate some blood. Now we have to leave the area and wait 24 hours before returning. Like I said a few times, I don't love skipping time in this game if I can help it, but yeah, I did it in this case. I went to Diamond City to rent a room at the Dugout Inn and slept for 24 hours. I know there's places to sleep that are free around here, but leave me alone, okay? It's 10 caps. And again, not kneecaps, that's bottle caps. It's very cheap. I woke up, I hydrated, and ate some grilled radstag to start my day. Now to return back to that vault and steal the bobblehead. Now there is some drama in the doctor's office and we are led to this area where we find out there is a whole another section to this vault that's been abandoned. Have to go through here to find a cure for someone that got bit by a mole rat. Speak of the devil, there is a mole rat and I think it's dead. Yeah, dead. There was a bunch of alive ones along the way too.
Oh, another stranger. Are you Vault-Tec Security?
I've waited so very patiently for you to arrive.
Yep, I found a French robot, if you can believe it, and inside the room with it, I found the medicine bobblehead. This one makes it so my stim packs permanently heal 10% more damage. The robot also gave me the cure for the mole rat bite. Now, to rush back to the doctor and give him the cure, and we are done with this quest. The French robot wanted to go explore in the wasteland with me, but I said no. Only one robot for me, and that's Pam. Speed running these bobbleheads. We're off to Malden Middle School next. It's a cool location though. There's an underground area that reminds me of the Black Ops 2 Zombies map called Buried. Anyone remember that? Not much to report inside. I did get this really awkward Mr. Sandman kill. He just kinda collapsed. Here we have the science bobblehead. Get one extra guess when hacking terminals. Oh, I've never seen this before. Diamond City has all kinds of Christmas decorations up. I guess it's Christmas time in the Commonwealth. Came here to do some trading while I was passing by. I think we're good. Now we can head on out and continue our bobblehead mission. This one looks tough. There is 2 Assaultrons on the outside with lots of raiders. Headed on inside and that trend continued. These are the worst placed tripwires I've ever seen. We got some cowboy trippers. There's the lieutenant, let's take it down. And that is another bobblehead to add to my collection. The Big Guns bobblehead permanently gained 25% critical damage with heavy weapons. Oh, looks like we've got a rad storm in the skies. Anyway, I had a quest a while back. Some farmers were having trouble with some people in these buildings who are obsessed with fire. And I attempted it, but my character was very underdeveloped and didn't do a whole lot of damage to these guys. And I just kept dying over and over and over again, so I didn't show you on video and I just left the quest. But I'm back because I found out you can get a bobblehead here, so we're gonna have to do it now. Behind these doors is where the trouble starts. You go through the door and you're immediately confronted by a bunch of people, and there is nowhere to hide and nowhere to take cover, so it's rough. I got some Psycho Jet, which will slow down time and have me do extra damage, but even that wasn't enough to stop me panicking. Yeah, the first try was a huge derp. I think I can do it though. Attempt number 2, this time I opted to take the criticals with my best sniper rifle. I got the big guy down a fair bit and spammed him with a pistol. I got so very close, but this guy caused issues. I killed him, but I was on fire, so I also died. Third time's the charm. I snuck down real quick to the ground, took out the big guy in 1 critical hit. Then I popped a Psycho Jet and just slowly took out the other guys. That attempt was weirdly easy. I think, again, the panicking just got the better of me. Chatted with this dude. Turns out his farm was being raided by these people, and he thought by joining them, he could make them stop raiding the farm. Met him back at said farm, and they lived happily ever after. Crap, I forgot the bobblehead. I was so distracted trying to get those raiders dealt with that I forgot what I went there for. Here it is, right behind where the big one was standing. Permanently gain 15% damage with explosives. My intrusive thoughts are winning today. Again, I'm back at Sanctuary to drop off things that I'd been collecting. This box is probably worth more than my kidneys. Not too many more bobbleheads left to get. Gotta go into this massive building next. And it is riddled with super mutants inside. While I'm scaling the building, there's a boss called Fist shouting rubbish at me the whole way up. Snipe these suckers. Okay. Yeah, the boss caught me off guard, scared the life out of me. I got 2 headshots in and took him down, but that was very, very close. He had some people locked up that I released. There is the bobblehead. Permanently gain 25% critical damage with melee weapons. I severely underestimated this place. I thought it was going to be another sweep to get this bobblehead, but I swear I felt that missile tickle my eyeballs. One of these are bound to get me in a sec. Yeah, down I go. I'm gonna spend my free skill points that I've got. I'll take a 3rd point into Lone Wanderer, the final point into Sneak, and last but not least, the 3rd Beta Criticals. I temporarily go invisible with that last point into Sneak. It makes enemies lose track of me if I sneak while I'm away from them, I believe. And I can proudly say those skill points did absolutely nothing. I still got turned inside out by those bombs. I ended up sneaking around, trying not to trigger the guys on the roof. If those missiles get even close to me, I'm done. So we'll just sneak on through this door, take out some raiders inside, and get to the bobbleheads. Permanently gain 25% critical damage with ballistic weapons. And we are down to the last bobblehead on my list. This is a very easy one. We just have to head into this place. It has a bunch of friendly people and grab it off this car. This one was the unarmed bobblehead. Permanently gain 25% extra critical damage with unarmed weapons. So I know we just spent a lot of time getting bobbleheads that aren't necessarily useful to our build, but I just figured it was a fun thing to do. You know, I could switch up my build at some point. It's a sad, sad day. That was my final signal grenade. See, my pockets are full to the brim again with and I need to go put it away at home. Again, I don't know why I got myself into keeping every single legendary drop, but I'm doing it now. I'm not familiar with how supply lines work in this game. I don't know if setting up a supply line so that I can store stuff in the workbench and just be able to drop them off at any settlement would have been a good idea. I don't feel like fiddling with that in this playthrough. I'm sure it's a good idea. We're not just here to drop things off. I wanted to get a bunch of my expensive food that I'd been collecting and not using. So we're gonna take this to sell. I'm gonna need about 3,000 caps. Mark my words, one of these days I'm gonna need kneecaps and I'll be sad because I've only got 2. Got most of the caps I needed from Diamond City, selling things. Now back to Vault 81. This was the place we friend zoned that French robot. Now the reason I am here is there is a person that sells a very good weapon and I just have to figure out where the heck it is. I know there's a boy that will charge you some caps for a tour. I didn't do it. Oh man, I'm regretting it now. Oh, I think this is the place. I was about 2 seconds away from Googling where it was. But this lady will sell the Overseer's Guardian. I feared a lot about this gun while researching weapons. It's a combat sniper that fires 2 bullets per shot, but only consumes 1. Now I need to find a place to modify it a little bit. Okay, just ran to Diamond City to put a silencer on it. I'm gonna strip my loadout down just to 1 rifle and 1 pistol for now. Figure I'll save inventory space, a little bit less time between having to travel back to Sanctuary to leave my stuff. Wait. It's fully automatic? That means my rifleman perk won't work with it. Maybe? I'm not sure. I didn't know this would be fully auto. Anyway, I was on my way to the Pridwin for a sec. I haven't been back here for a while. I wanted to buy some Vertibird signal grenades. Wow, they are cheaper than I thought they would be. I got 5 of them for like no caps. Let's go see about taking this receiver off the rifle. I went back home because that's where most of my stuff was, so I could easily have supplies to craft things. I've not got any points into Gun Nut to add better modifiers to my weapons, so for now I will take a hardened receiver and also change the barrel to be a longer one. Now it is no longer fully auto and it does 200 plus damage. There is a Deathclaw and bang. Oh, that felt good. I feel like I'm gonna get slack for using these commonly used weapons, but I don't care. I'm doing a random side quest for the railroad, mostly to test out this sniper. I have to put this machine on this roof. That quest might be never-ending. I keep turning them in, and he just keeps giving me more.
Pam wants to talk with you. She's in back.
Everyone out of my way, Pam wants to talk. She said that tensions between the Brotherhood of Steel and the Railroad have risen and that we need to take action now. I will do anything for you, Pam. Had to intercept these Brotherhood of Steel members and take them out. And I did, I sneakily did it. They didn't even see I was there. Which raises the question, are they mad at me now? How would they ever know that I did that? I don't think they are mad at me yet. But clearly not trying hard enough. I betrayed Sean, I betrayed the Brotherhood of Steel. I wonder who is next. Turned into Pam. Don't ask me what she said. I got lost in those beautiful eyes. Am I creeping you guys out yet? I'm only playing, maybe, kinda. But I'm starting to feel a little bit upset that my betrayal wasn't noticed. So I walked right up to the Pridwin and I shot Maxon right in the face. And now we have to escape the Pridwin. Took out a ton of the Brotherhood of Steel on my way out and then just jumped off the Pridwin itself. We are in the water now to just swim off. And that makes us officially an enemy of the Brotherhood of Steel. Now that we've done that, there is a quest we can go pick up from Preston to continue this storyline. Now, if we could find him, that would be great. I looked looked everywhere and I found him in my bed. That's my bed. I got the quest off him to destroy the Brotherhood of Steel. First things first, we need to set up artillery at 5 different settlements to overwhelm the Prydwen with mortar strikes. Now, there's already one at the castle. We're gonna build one here at Sanctuary, so that's 2. I don't have much stuff at the other settlements, so I planned on picking the big ones and stripping them down to make the artillery we need. Really should have looked into supply lines. But there we go, we've got one at Starlight Drive Inn. That's number 3. Done the 4th one up at the Taffington Boathouse. And finally, last one at the Oberlin Station. Now, we should be able to take down the Prydwen. I'd been gathering up a load of water over the days from Sanctuary, so I started to sell some of it. Stopped by Diamond City to do just that before taking down the Prydwen. Here we are at the castle. I'm going to set my spawn by saving... Wait, did I just wake up next to Ronnie Shaw? Please don't tell Pam. I didn't mean to do that. Gave them the warning to fire on the Prydwen. There we go. So I think I've decided that the Minutemen are my favorite faction. We started off with the railroad, ended up with the Minutemen ending, and I think for now it worked out for the best. I'm gonna play through the different factions in different playthroughs for sure. Also, let me know if I'm not aware of something with the Minutemen. I'm curious. Are they bad? To me, they seem the least problematic, but I don't know. Anyways, down goes the Prydwen, and here come the Brotherhood of Steel. Yeah, we obviously didn't clear all of them out, and they're coming for revenge. As it went on, I started to get a bit of a strategy going. I was taking down the Vertibirds before they had a chance to drop the Brotherhood of Steel members in. Now, I didn't get to stop them every single time. There was some dropping down, but for the most part, that was working. And I gotta say, it took a while. I had a full 15 minutes of footage from this one little part. I was trying to be really careful as well, hiding inside the castle. There was a lot of loot dropping from the enemies that I couldn't go out to collect. It's another one of those defend the area quests, you know, like in Skyrim, the Civil War, where you gotta just take out enemies till it says 100% again. I got it up to 90% and nothing was happening. My game was just bugged. But sleeping in the bed seemed to fix the quest, and now we are done. I think Ronnie Shaw needs to get her eyes checked. She's giving a speech to some bricks. And you know, I kind of want to go check out the Prydwen now. Now that it's down on the floor, I want to see what it's like over there. Not sure if there'll be much to see, but let's heal up. I'm sick. Now let's sleep because I'm tired, and I'm gonna head on over to see what's left of the Prydwen. Not sure what I was expecting. It looks like a mess over here. It would be cool to come back after a while to see mutants or raiders have set up base here. We're gonna speed run the next 10 days because I spent them trying to get as rich as I could by doing quests. Yeah, I didn't really play the get rich game from the start. I know there's a lot of easy ways to do it, like selling purified water and stuff. I was getting most of my caps through just doing quests though, and it was working out fine. I had enough caps for everything I needed, but I just seemed to have no caps ever because I would have enough caps for what I needed, I would buy it, I'd have no caps. I'd save up caps, I'd find something I wanted, I'd buy it, I'd have no caps. So I think it's gonna be nice to do a ton of quests and to have just a bunch of built up caps for whenever I need it. And I'd also like to point out, I don't know what rich in Fallout 4 is. Rich by my standards is where we're getting at. But I bet there's people watching that have had way more caps in their inventory than I've had at the end of all of this. Day 88 was a important day because I talked to Preston and I learned that the Minutemen found a Vertibird left behind by the Brotherhood of Steel. So now we can call these suckers in as long as we have the signal grenades. Was honestly expecting to have to do another quest to get this, but I won't complain. Alright, I made a lot of caps in those 10 days. I hit 10,000 caps, which is more than I've probably ever had in Fallout 4. Might not be a lot for you guys, but I've never really focused on getting rich in this game. Almost at level 50 now too. Let's spend these 5 skill points. I'm gonna take the final Rifleman, the final Bloody Mess, final Grim Reaper's Sprint, final Four Leaf Clover, and the second Sniper skill. Now, I'd seen a monster in the middle of a park. I remember it from my first playthrough, but I think it kicked the crap out of me. So I am back for revenge 7 years later. Its name was Swan. I could have taken him out in one sneak attack by the looks of things, but I wanted to take a closer look. But that got ruined by these stupid barrels that were flooding my screen with rads. And I panicked. He's seen me now and it's on. It was a bit of a glitchy fight. He seemed to have no idea what was going on. Had this fancy melee weapon he dropped. Not really into melee right now, but I will take it. This place looks fun. Big pile of radiation. Did hit level 50 here, so that is really, really nice. I'm here because I have a quest to go check out a vault. And I didn't know when I picked the objective, but this is another DLC quest. Yeah, I derped up. I found the vault, I went inside and had to power it up. Now that the lights are on, I clear this out and there is a ghoul. This is a massive settlement. You can build inside and explore more to be able to build in more locations in this vault. It is really, really crazy, but we'll come back to this in the next Fallout 4 100 days. I have a quest from what looks to be the Brotherhood of Steel. As we know, they're no longer a threat. I took them all out. I was just curious. I wanted to see how it went. It started out with me having to follow a signal on my Pip-Boy. I had to go into this building with a few ghouls hanging out inside. Found a person that had this holotape on them I had to listen to, and it mentioned a satellite array. We gotta follow the next distress signal. It's a game of hot and cold, basically. It's really, really satisfying. I don't know why. The closer I get to my target, the signal gets stronger. If I go the other way, the percentage will go down, telling me to go the other way. It led me to this guy who had another holotape I had to listen to. This time it was talking about a bunker up north I had to go check out. But first, I need to sleep again. I seem to be always tired. Great. Now I'm sick. Tired and sick. Two things that happen a lot. Pop these meds and chug some water. Okay, I'm good. There is the bunker. Got a crazy old man inside. And it looks like he's got some speech check options, but I'm gonna 100% fail those. I did try to talk to him, but he started to shoot at me, so I'm gonna have to take him out. Down he goes, and that is the quest done. I feel like I could have learned more about this quest. I have no idea what just happened. Next thing I'm gonna take a look at is this miscellaneous quest I got. It's the oldest quest I received and it's piqued my interest. We're gonna be checking out the combat zone. There's a couple of raiders outside to kill. Read the rules before I went in. No fighting outside the cage. Okay, I will play ball for now. I have been known to lie from time to time. Oh, I remember this place now. It's where you get Kate as a follower. It's a raider hangout where they have a person called Kate fighting for caps. Yeah, breaking kneecaps for bottle caps. I guess I just put them out of business. It's fine. I had her as a follower briefly, but then I sent her back to Sanctuary. She can go live there. Hopped on a vertibird to drop some things off at Sanctuary and grab some water. But it looks like we are under attack from rat scorpions and other kinds of bugs. Glad that is over with. We got some free food out of it. Kate made it back as well. Nice, nice. I've got free skill points to spend. I'm gonna take the final Lone Wanderer skill, the last critical banker, and finally the last sniper skill. Now that I've got my business sorted out at Sanctuary, I have another miscellaneous quest to talk to someone called Bobby. I'm not good with names, so don't ask me who that is, but I did pick up the quest a while back. I know they are in Good Neighbor, going by the map, so I took a vertibird to arrive in style. Bobby is down this alleyway and is a sus-looking ghoul. She said she needed help with a job of sorts and let me in. Bobby, this place is a dump. Where on earth is your roof? Did someone steal your roof? She wanted me to help dig in her basement. Yep, I took down the Institute and now I'm digging in a basement. Went down to help, but was met by some crabs that seemed to scare off the other workers. Now Bobby said I should meet her at Diamond City at the noodle shop. And you know what? Anywhere is better than this place, so I will take it. The walking does get easier easier, I will say. I remember the first 20 days being very stressful, walking from place to place. Enemies everywhere and not knowing where there was beds to sleep. Now that I've cleared a lot of the Commonwealth, there is a lot less enemies to bump into, and I know where a lot of the beds are located. Here is Bobby. She's wearing a mask because of her ghoulness. She said we are breaking into the strong room right under the mayor's office in Diamond City.
The guy has it coming if you ask me.
She clearly doesn't know he is dead, but okay. We have to break someone out of jail for the mission. I ended up bribing this guard with 300 caps to let him out. It's not much caps, but hopefully it's worth it. Now we have to meet them both back at Good Neighbor in Bobby's crappy home. So we are on the road again. All right, back in this mine under Bobby's house, Mel has a robot with him called Sonia. Sonia can blast through the earth like it's nobody's business. Now we blasted and blasted and blasted until eventually we made it to where Bobby says is Diamond City. It seemed sus. Mel said that he thinks Diamond City is further away than this. But one last blast from Sonia and it's dead. Yeah, Sonia is good and truly dead. Oh no. We can get out now though, and yeah, so it turns out Bobby lied, and we are stealing from the mayor of Good Neighbor called Hancock, and that guy is no joke. We were caught, and the lady tells me to leave, but I'm knee deep now, and I've already paid 300 caps towards this heist. I took all 3 of them out in one shot. Down they go. Bobby gave me my reward, which is 200 caps. Excuse me, Bobby, I thought we were friends. I spent 300 caps getting that guy out of his cell, and now 200 caps? Anyway, we need to figure out these signal grenades. I could buy them from the Brotherhood of Steel at the Pridwin, but if you take them out, like I did, I believe you can buy them at the castle from Ronnie Shaw. That's what Google is telling me, at least. Yeah, I don't see any in her inventory. Found 6 in a chest in the armory, at least. I seen someone online right after finding these say that they respawn, but I'm not sure. We're gonna have to come back in the future and find out ourselves. Day 95, and I have a quest to check out the Museum of Witchcraft. Just running around trying to get a bunch of side quests done. This quest was really spooky to me. I found this holotape on a person we had to listen to, then headed on through the basement and was met by giant footsteps on the ceiling and this really creepy moment. Now, I love scary games. The older I get and the more I play, the harder it's getting to get that scared feeling, but this quest was pretty cool. These creepy mannequins hanging out in weird positions too. Then I found the monster that was stomping around. It was an albino Deathclaw. I took it out in 2 hits, but yeah, pretty terrifying if you came here not prepared. I found an egg while listening to a holotape. Turns out there was a delivery going on for the egg, and the guy who was delivering it was followed by the parent of the egg. And now I feel really, really bad. The options are to finish the delivery myself or return the egg to its nest. I've killed enough Deathclaws in the last 100 days, so let's go return the egg. There is the nest, and there is a Deathclaw. Gonna place the egg and back on up. Looks like it's taking care of the egg. Just gonna leave it alone. Not too much to report on day 96. I did pick up a quest from this guy, Abbott. He was painting the walls of Diamond City and needed more paint. So I headed out and got him that paint from a hardware store nearby.
Excellent.
Gave me the option to paint the wall in a different color. I sat and debated for so long if I should do it, but I didn't. I painted it the color he wanted, which was green. I'm glad I did, because it gave me extra caps for doing it, but the temptation was there. Now I'm curious, because I robbed Hancock with Bobby. What happens if I go back and try to talk to Hancock? I turned up in Good Neighbor and was immediately met by him. He knew what happened, which was weird, because I did take out all of the people that were there. Said he wanted Bobby killed and 1,000 caps for damages. I did try to get out of it by talking, but also not paying him, and he was having none of it. I hugely considered trying to take him out. Stood around for a while thinking how it would go if I attacked. I went on Google, and right now he is marked as essential, so he can't die anyway, which I think is stupid, but here we are, on the way to confront Bobby in this house. Had a chat with her to see what she would say. Ended up telling her I'd negotiate with Hancock, and she said she would flee. Only problem is that I lied. I only said that to make sure I could back away from the turret she had in the house. She had some caps on her, but not enough to pay the 1,000 caps back. Let's go have a chat with this jerk face. Okay, he isn't in the middle of Good Neighbor now. Looks like he is in this building. Told him I took care of Bobby, but I'm not paying him back his stupid caps. He said he would leave me off, but wanted to come do jobs with me as my companion.
You're not coming with me, Hancock.
Well, now, you do owe me one, remember? Here I was being all cool about you stealing from me. You act like this?
Yeah, I'll see you later. Last miscellaneous objective I've picked up so far is to talk to someone in Good Neighbor. I think it's just to talk about hiring someone as a companion, and that's it, but we will see. He's in the third rail, hanging out in the back over here, and he's arguing with some gunners. He's an ex-gunner by the sounds of things. When they left, he offered his services to me for pay. I made a mistake and tried the speech check to try to get him for less caps. I was expecting the game to give me an option to still say no afterwards, but it didn't, and it ate my caps. I don't do followers in this playthrough, so I just sent him home to Sanctuary. I pretty much just paid for a unique settler for my settlement. It's the last few days now, and I've decided what my final quest is going to be. But before we do that, I'm gonna spend my final few skill points we're gonna get for the whole video. Let's take the last action boy, and I want to start putting points into the medic skill. I should have done that sooner, but hey, if we do another 100 days doing the DLCs like I mentioned, then it will come in handy still. My last quest is gonna be running over to what looks to be a submarine. When inside, I was met by a ghoul who had been down here for a long time. He offered me some pre-war cash to go get him something to fix the submarine, so I said sure, why not? I don't need the pre-war cash, but it's my last few days, so let's do something nice. Now, I've already been here a few times, so it should be cleared out. Yeah, so it is clear on the inside, but found some trouble on the roof. My quest marker was wanting me to go on the roof when I was in the building, but then wanted me to go in the building when I was on the roof? And while looking around for what I needed, I fell into this pot of fire. Not my finest moment, I will admit. Turns out he was in this room. I had trouble fighting those guys in here a while back, remember that? Now to return to the sub. Again, late in the day, the sun is going down. There was more to the quest. We had to do some running around in the sub and sorting things out, and it was a big mess. And put this in here. I think it's a bomb. Now the sub is up and running again. He gave me something to be able to call in fire from the sub wherever I'm at, so that's nice. I did go and try it out. Ended up throwing 2 of these things. Either I was doing it wrong, or it just wasn't working for me. I stood around for ages and nothing happened. I got fed up of waiting, so I left. My character's getting tired, so let's go rent a room in Good Neighbor since I'm nearby already. I was sick before I slept too, had to get sick at least one more time. I will say that sleeping cleared it. That's a surprise, first time that's happened. Saved me an antibiotic. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching the video as much as I've enjoyed making it. I had a lot of fun, and if this video does well, I will 100% be doing more Fallout videos. So what are we gonna do on our last day in the Wastelands? There is only one answer to that, and that is to go visit Pam before signing out.